Cafe Nation, Gabe.
Nick, over here.
And we are here today to bring you another installment of Cricket Convos. Dude, it just gets more and more delayed. Guys, okay, let me stop lying. I was going to say, guys, we rehearse. We practice. We have a whole dress rehearsal for it. No, we don't. What are you kidding me? We just come on and it is what it is. We take our notes. This is a dress rehearsal. Could you imagine if we actually practice and put some effort into it? Funny story. You know who Matthew Berry is, right? The TMR, the Talented Mr. Roto. So I've listened to his podcast. He's no longer with ESPN. He's now moved on to NBC, right? And he's doing a podcast there. So they were recording the show. This guy's been in broadcasting. People don't understand. TMR, before he was a personality in the fantasy baseball and fantasy football world, the guy was actually a writer. He wrote episodes of like Married with Children and other TV episodes and stuff like that. And so Matthew Berry's been around show business for 3 decades. You know what I mean? 20, 30 years. Nick, he pulled a Nick and Gabe. They went to record and he's got the mic and forgot to turn it on or whatever. And like all his audio was gone. It was like, bro, you didn't turn it on. And he's like, and then he kind of like, it was like almost like a side, what do you call it? Like a side insult or whatever. He's like, oh, that's because at ESPN we had the clip-on microphones and I never had to worry about turning it on. You know what I mean? Like a little, it was so funny though. And he's like, you know what? Leaving it in there.
ESPN no more.
I love it. He's like, leaving it in there. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it's authentic. You know what I'm saying? Just give me the real. Don't give me some perfectly edited and give me take 33. Whatever. I mispronounced a word. I mispronounced a word. It is what it is, man. But, Nicholas, we're here today to talk about an exciting tournament coming up, or I should say an exciting cricket match coming up. This series, I shall name it, I will dub it The Reckoning, because there's going to be a reckoning in India. Australia's coming back, all right? If this was a movie, it'd be called Payback, because it's payback time. Let's go, Aussie Green. We're going to go out there and wreck havoc, cousin. Wreck havoc. You think we don't remember what happened at the Gabba? You think we don't remember? Listen, and it was somehow strategically, which you already talked about. It's in the format which Australia just won the World Cup. I'm calling it right now. Australia's taking the series. Let's go! Woo!
Okay. As we venture back to reality, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something. It's not payback because, like Gabe said, there's no test match. Okay, there is no Aussie Green. They're leaving that back home. Okay, they haven't put those things back on since the disaster at the Gabba. Just saying.
Shit. We don't talk about that.
I don't know why they're not playing any other format besides T20. I get the World Cup's coming up, next month or something like that. This should be called just a dress rehearsal. These two clubs are going to be able to see each other mano-a-mano for 3 matches starting on the 20th, you said. So next week we're going to start this. It's going to be, I believe, a Tuesday, Friday, Sunday type situation, at least our time. And you're going to have Australia, India, 2 of the heavy favorites going into the World Cup, playing against each other, battling it out. But it's not revenge. I mean, they don't want to see India in test in India. There's no way, for crying out loud. I did the research, okay? One of us did at least. 22 previous T20 matches between these two squads. 13 won by India, 9 won by Australia. There's been 7 in India, 4 won by India, 3 by Australia. So Australia can play some T20 in India. It's not like it's a graveyard, but I would just be so happy. Or as like my grandma would say, like, I'd be so tickled if they could whitewash them, right? Little mini whitewash. Shut your mouth. Oh, and speaking of 3, we're going to get to the squads. We're going to talk about the squads in just a second. Do you understand, Gabe, that you're without 3 key players?
Gosh. Yes, unfortunately, Australia is going in a little shorthanded, losing 3 key players. One of them, by the way, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm changing his name. I shall dub him Mr. Glass. Mitchell, Mr. Glass Stark, hurt again. Nick, hurt again. I mean,
Mitchell Marsh more of a Mr. Glass?
They both are. They're call them the Glass brothers. Call them the Glass brothers. Gosh, these guys cannot stay healthy.
Call them Glass French doors, for crying out loud.
You know, I've said many a times, and actually, Jihan and others have agreed. Mitchell Stark probably has the best overall stuff. All right, he may be better than Patty Cummings and Josh Hazel, definitely better than Josh Hazel, but he can't stay healthy. He's not consistent. And the guy is hurt once again. Nick, you know what? Get that dude on Tom Brady. What is it? T20, TB23 or TB20, whatever it is. Get him on the vegan diet, the raw food diet, whatever keeps Tom Brady playing football at 1,022 years old. The guy's a Highlander. Yes, he's 1,022 years old. But whatever has Tom Brady playing football at that age, at that elite level, get me whatever diet it is, sign them up. Both of them, the Eminem brothers, all right? Mitchell Marsh and Mitchell Stark. Put them both on it because the guys can't stay healthy, Nick. They can't stay healthy. It's so frustrating. So, yes, Australia's coming short-handed, all right? Also, missing out a little Marcus Stoinis. We need a little bit of hope there because Stoinis is used to playing in India. He's had some huge games in India in the IPL, so it's definitely a loss. And I'm not going to lie, all right? The team is not at its peak strength, all right? It's not the championship caliber team. Luckily, those injuries aren't expected to be too serious, and they say they'll be back by the October 22nd match, which is against New Zealand. But other than that, Nick, you know what I mean? Dude, I think Australia is going to come with a point to prove.
David Warner's name. I'm just saying.
David Warner is not on the team. At least he's not been announced. It's actually being here's a squad. It's Aaron Finch, Sean Abbott, Ashton Agar, Patty Cummings, the best a man could be, Tim David, Nathan Ellis, my man Cam Green, Josh Hazelwood, Johnny English, Glenn, the Big Show Maxwell, Kane, get pumped Richardson. Oh my gosh, he's gonna give up something. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna get pumped. Daniel Sams, Smudge baby, Matthew Wade, and Adam Zampa. So, I mean, the team obviously is not the championship team that won the T20 World Cup, but I think that they can still go in there and win the series. I just think they have a point to prove. All right, they're coming off. If it was Test, you're right, it'd be different. But it's T20, and they're thinking to themselves, we beat these guys in the World Cup, and you know what I mean, in T20 after that debacle at the Gabba. So I just think that they are ready. And to your point, a lot of these Australian players are used to playing in the subcontinent. Aaron Finch, you know what I'm saying, used to play in the subcontinent. Patty Cummings, Glenn Maxwell, Josh Hazelwood, Smudge. So I don't think that they'll be daunted by it, and I honestly do feel that they may stun. First of all, you better get that whitewash out of your mouth. Just like that whitewash is not going to happen. All right. Either way,
I think India won't on to something.
Jihan, listen, Jihan's influenced you. Oh my gosh, it's brutal. But you know, those are just my thoughts right now. Yes, you're right. We're coming in short, but I feel good about our squad, and I do. I think India right now, coming off the Asia Cup, Kohli's ton. I mean, they may just be relaxed and not realize it. Hey, this is the team that you embarrassed at home. All right, documentary got made out of that momentous series. You think that this is not bulletin board material? You really think these guys aren't coming in for blood?
They don't care about T20 when it comes to revenge on a test match, for crying out loud.
It's pride, bro. You came and embarrassed us at home. It's pride, period.
I can't remember. Did India take the T20 series in Australia 2 out of 3, or did they lose 2 out of 3? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I want to say one side took the ODI series, one side took the T20 series. We know who took the test series. But, all right. So, Team India is not looking good coming out of the Asia Cup. They weren't able to beat Pakistan when it counted or Sri Lanka when it counted. They were only able to destroy Afghanistan when all the pressure was off. But this is like probably the best thing that could happen to them because it gives them an opportunity to test their guys against the potential back-to-back winners in World Cups, the defending champs at least, in the least. And talking about the World Cup squad, There's one big name on there that you didn't see in the World Cup squad. There's some smaller names like Sams and Abbott and Ellis, right? But I'm just double checking that there was no Sams or Abbott on there. Yeah, they're not on there. But one big difference is Tim David. You might have thought that is that from Singapore, Tim David? Yes. For Gabe and all the trash he talks about, the 123andMe and all that kind of stuff, Australia, they found another dual citizen or whatever the situation is, or they had like a special 1 week program where you sign a paper and you're an instant Australia citizen. I'm not exactly sure what happened. The leader of the country, I'm sorry, you gotta let me know. I don't even know. Is it a president? Is it a prime minister? I'm not sure. The leader of the country said, "We like to announce that all Davids are honorary." There's a cricketer named David. Oh, we like how that worked out. Stop it. Okay?
See, you missed the story. Okay, there was a touching, heartfelt story where Tim David discovered later on in life, later in age, that he was actually adopted. All right, and that his birth parents are actually Australian by blood. So it was a touching story, right? A hallmark moment. He met up with his birth parents, and he's got that Aussie blood running through him. Bro, what do you want me to tell you? It is what it is. It's what happened.
Time a man was adopted by blood relatives who were his parents. Okay, whatever.
Listen, I will listen. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, that's my story.
If that's true, then that is a beautiful story, absolutely. But we know it's not. Tim David's a beast, so it's cool for them. Okay, it's cool for them. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, I guess. But that's good. That's great. They are missing some guys, but it's not like it's the biggest guys, right? But they are some big guys. Mitchell Stark, I'm not sure how awesome he is in T20. He doesn't have any time for the IPL, but that's okay. But he's not going to be there. Mitchell Stark is typically a beast. But let's talk about the reason why we're here today, okay? And apparently, Gabe, it's the only team that we cover, so that's pretty cool. We're talking about the Indian squad, all right? And I'm excited about this. I still don't know how this team wasn't able to make any noise in the Asia Cup. You listen to the squad. They got some guys back. Okay? I mean, just listen to this, right? Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Sky, Deepak Huda, Rishabh Pant, Karthik, Hardik Pandya, Ashwin, Chahal, Patel, Bhuvi, Shami, Pro Patel, Deepak, and Jasprit Bumrah.
I ran out of fingers. What are they going to put 22 guys on the field? Are you kidding me?
Let me tell you the potential lineup, okay? In no particular order, but probably pretty close to the order. Sharma, Rahul opening. Okay, Virat Kohli at 3, Sky at 4 or 5. Okay, the biggest question is it going to be Pant or Karthik? Because Pant didn't really show up in the Asia Cup too much. So that's 4, 5 guys. Deepak Huda is your extra guy. Hardik Pandya. So your top 6, Sharma, Rahul, Kohli, Sky, Pant, or DK, and Pandya. Those are your top 6 for crying out loud. Are you kidding me? And you have Hardik, who's an all-rounder. Huda, if you put him in there, he's an all-rounder. And Huda's looked really, really nice, especially with scoring some runs. How has this squad not won? And I get not a lot of health. How has this squad not won every tournament they've entered? Even if 4 of those guys don't go off, you know at least 1 or 2 are. And in T20, you just need one guy to give you like a 60 or a 70 or, heaven forbid, a century, with all of those guys can do in T20 format. Might be a stretch asking Rohit to do that, but he can do it. I mean, you got to be kidding me, right? And this is in India. So you know my man Ashwin's going to get a look. He may not get a start every game, but he's going to get a look. You got Shahal's going to get a look for sure. Bhuvi has been some kind of monster. And then Shami and Bumrah are probably going to be there. Deepak will be sprinkled in one of those matches at least. I mean, I'm trying to find the hole in the lineup that I gave you, the potential lineup. I'm trying to find the hole. And Virat's in great form right now?
Yeah. I mean, a little bit of a hole is, you already put Virat at 3rd, which is interesting because just by the numbers, Virat's been more consistent than both Rohit and what's his name? KO Raul. I would probably put him at 2, bro. I want Virat seeing as many balls as possible.
You're gonna put KO at 3? No.
Why not? Put him at 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, me personally. But okay, so you put him at 3. You know you can play Sky pretty much anywhere. But then the question is, Pant hurt. I'm sorry, he did. He hurt India in the Asia Cup. Do you go to DK? And that's a tough decision to make, right? So I think that's where some of the holes are.
I don't like Pant in T20, even though his style is a perfect marriage with T20. I don't like him in T20. I just don't. I love him. Right. I'll take him, but I would put DK because of the finishing ability, because of the kind of form he's in, the good headspace he's in. And again, you're not asking him to do a whole lot. You're really not. But he gives you some good insurance. He's great in the death more times than not. It should be a fun series, but I don't understand why we couldn't get more. I don't get it. You can't tell. Maybe there's something planned later on for after the World Cup, and that's fine. I got to be patient. But let me just sprinkle this in there, okay? They are only playing 3 with Australia, and then they're playing 6 with South Africa. Didn't they already play South Africa, for crying out loud? Haven't they got embarrassed enough by South Africa in South Africa and now here in India? And it's like South Africa is Clubber Lang, okay? Because in Rocky 3, he's asked, will you take on the challenge of fighting Balboa again? And he says, first of all, Balboa is no challenge, but I'd be more than happy to beat up on him some more, okay? That's how I feel South Africa is. They're like, do you want to play India again? I guess we'll be more than happy to beat up on them some more. I mean, are you kidding me? 3 T20s, 3 ODIs, 6 matches again. So you're going to get your nice little warm-up, your little tune-up against Australia to see how you measure up. Then you're going to get your whole, what's the word? Your confidence shot down when you get slapped around by South Africa for a 3rd time in 12 months? Gosh.
Dude, it's crazy. Thinking about this squad now too, Nick. Oh gosh, it's so frustrating. Stoinis isn't there. It really shortens because he's an all-rounder. He can bowl as well. He's done it in the IPL. So and in the subcontinent. So it shortens the lineup. And I'm looking at this right now. I guess it's going to be Johnny English and Aaron Fitch to open. Johnny English has opened up for an ODI before, so he used to opening for Australia with the white ball. Man, I mean, you got to go with Smudge at 3, right? You're going to go with Smudge at 3, Glenn Maxwell at 4, probably, and Tim David at 5. Cam Green is one of those guys who either bowls well or bats well. Even though he's an all-rounder, I don't know why he cannot do both at the same time.
Cam Green in T20. I wouldn't want to touch him, but that's just
Cam Green cannot move. Bro, I don't think Cam Green can walk and chew gum at the same time. That's a joke. But all right, honestly, he either bowls. They call him an all-rounder. He's great. I love Cam Green, but he's either out there scoring 50s or taking 5 wickets. He can't do both. I don't know why. It's so frustrating, man. But luckily, we got some guy named Tim David, who's the newly born Australian, okay, which kind of lends
how that works out.
I don't know what you're talking about. But Ashton Agar will probably be in there as well. Obviously, Paddy Cummings. I'm not going to lie. I'd be much more comfortable if I had Mitchell Starc and Mitchell Marsh. Obviously, Mitchell Marsh can also swing that bat, right? And, of course, Marcus Stoinis. But they're not there. So you play with what you have. And I just think that Australia is going to shock some people. And to your point, they played 22 matches, 13-9. It's not like they go down to the subcontinent and get blown away, all right? They're not England. Woo! Wow, a little England. Oh, my gosh, a little England drive-by today. Man, I'm on one.
Wow. Is it? With this Tim David mood, I think we should call Australia England 2.0.
Oh, wait. I told you, okay?
The only difference is this is the England 2.0 that actually wins in the Ashes.
Are you not happy that Tim David has been reunited with his birth parents, bro? I mean, come on. He's just You know what I mean? Like it's a heart-touching story, heartwarming story. You know, he found out he's actually Australian. I don't know what to tell you. It
yeah,
happens.
and it's like every stud in a Texas high school football squad actually lives in the zone, right? You're gonna tell me that story too, where there's a mailbox on a vacant lot and that's his address and no sign of a sleeping bag. Stop it. Should be a good series. Should be a fun series. It'll be great to be able to interact with our Australian fans, our India fans, and anyone else that likes cricket. Hopefully, I mean that the schedule doesn't bode well for us. Gabe's going to try to see if he can get that Sunday, but the other ones are early in the morning. We have work. So we'll see what we can swing here and there, but it should be a fantastically fun 3-game series before they get their hearts broken from South Africa, for crying out loud. They got a good squad. What's up, sup? Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.